Welcome back, Truth Confederacy. This is another reading. Now, this reading is going to be a viewer request. This was requested in the comments, and this is going to be done on the musician formerly known as Prince, Mr. Rogers Nelson. Now, I know this has been some time past, but this is just like the Biggie and Tupac situation. These are things that don't leave our minds or our thoughts, especially when we're reminded of them, a song's played or something of the sort. Now, just like, there's some shady stuff going on with the Tupac and Biggie surrounding their deaths, their careers, and overall who some of them were. There's also speculation around Prince, his death as well. I thought it was very odd myself. This coming right after he's obtained all these master catalogs and come out with slave on his face and outing the elites and the head or the Illuminati, whatever name you would like to call them. So this reading is going to be done on Prince and his exit from this world. Was his death just a simple overdose? Once again, here we go with overdoses. Or was Prince Rogers Nelson, was he taken off of this plane for another agenda? And if so, I ask that the circumstances, the causes, and the influences behind Prince Roger Nelson's death to be revealed in this read. Now, I'm not going to ask specific questions. I'm just going to lay 5 cards, and we're going to see what Prince would like to tell us. Purple Rain, it used to be me, and I had one boyfriend all through school, and I ended up marrying him, and that was our song. You remember having a song with your boyfriend? Oh, that was our song. Purple Rain. I'm not gonna do you that way. I like you guys too much to sit and sing to you. Prince Rogers Nelson, come reveal the circumstances surrounding your death. Okay, starting with the very first card, we've got the 5 of Cups reversed. This is a cup of, Listen to me, I've already started. It's going to be a good read. The 5 of Cups, and this is reversed. Let's rewind and start again. Abort and delete. Personal setbacks, having self-forgiveness, and moving on. Now, on this one, I feel like that is complicated and as diverse as Prince was, that this is probably going to be multi-layered. So I'm going to read each card before I start putting it together, especially since I didn't have any specific questions. So now the next one is going to be the Queen of Cups reversed. It's a card of inner feelings, self-care, having self-love for yourself, but also a codependency on something. With something, about something, a codependency, or it could even be someone. All right, now our next card is going to be the 5 of Wands. That's a card that shows someone embroiled in conflict, disagreements, tension, diversity, and high competition. A race competition, like, I got to get to it before you do. I got to pass go before you do. All right, our next one is going to be the 6 of Swords reversed. 6 of Swords reversed is what I get for every death card that pretty much shows that someone has truly passed on and left this plane. It is personal transition, being resistant to change, and unfinished business. You know what? I should reword that. Let me back up for a second. This is the card I get on people that didn't die naturally. People that were assisted in their passing over. Okay, that's the best way I can put it. Being murdered or something unjust, the death not being of their cause or natural. How about that? So this is a definite showing to the ones that questioned whether or not he was really still alive. unfortunately, Prince is not still alive. This is the passing over card. This is personal transition, being resistant to change, and feeling like you've got unfinished business. All right, our next card is going to be the King of Wands reversed. That's aspected as a male, somewhat mid to mature male, not a young male. He's disloyal, ruthless, abusive, and he's a bully. And that's not Prince, because that's not of his nature anyway, but this is aspecting someone other than Prince. All right, our last card is going to be the Four of Cups reversed, and that's a cup. Here we go. Our last card is going to be the Four of Cups reversed, and that is a card of retreat and withdrawal. So now let's go back to the beginning and look over this, and let's put this together. I believe, let's start with the Five of Cups reversed on personal setbacks. I believe that my first initial thought of what this could be is, he took a big risk when he would go out there and write slave on his face, when he would reveal things, the inner workings of the music industry, the not so glamorous side of it, I guess. So these truths that he also was the one that began educating the public on chemtrails. Now that's a reading I would really like to do, is about, the knowledge that he spewed up there in like Larry King Live and all those interviews, these later interviews, talking about chemtrails and explaining them and being a slave and, what the big deal about owning a master's was. I didn't even know what that was until he got on, I believe that was David Letterman, if I'm not mistaken. But I believe that he chose to take a different route, so that set him back personally in his music, in his craft, in his art. But he has a lot of self-forgiveness for himself because he's trying to do the right thing and moving on from that. Now, your next card is the Queen of Cups reversed. Inner feelings, self-care, self-love, and codependency. Even though that he was very much in touch with his inner self, he had practiced all his life self-care and self-love. He also had a codependency on something. And I look at this as seeing him shaking his head too. Yes, it's the drugs. But I feel like for some reason it's coming in my head that his addiction was more or less Tylenol 3 with codeine. I don't know why I'm seeing a bottle of that. Him holding a bottle of that. Now, on to the Five of Wands, the conflict, disagreements, tension, competition, and diversity. I don't believe that Prince simply OD'd. Now, this right here shows that this is more or less to say that this was the circumstances, the energy, the environments, the reasons, the forces, the influences, all this that's behind and surrounding Prince's death. So, for conflict and disagreements, competition and diversity to be thrown into the reading lets me know that this was something he experienced on the day that he passed. The Six of Swords reversed, personal transition, resistant change, and unfinished business. That is acknowledging the crossing over. Now, the King of Wands reversed. This, I must say, is probably, most likely, allegedly, the perpetrator, or the one that assisted Prince on to elevate to a higher ascension, not being here anymore. Because he's a bully, he's abusive, ruthless, and disloyal. And very much anything at any cost, step on anybody to get to where I need to be. Now, the last card being the Four of Cups reversed, being retreat and withdrawal. I think they pretty much put his back against the wall. He had no, the ones that were orchestrating or assisting him into moving on to greener pastures were forces a lot stronger and more powerful than him. And when you go to war, and they always say it's not the size of the dog, it's the size of the fight in the dog. But you have to also be realistic when you're outnumbered and you're out-finessed. it's probably best to, it's at the expense of saving face, but to retreat. It's probably in your best interest to retreat and withdraw until you can compose yourself and pull yourself together and come back stronger so that you can battle with this enemy. It's just been too much for him. Retreat and withdraw. So on the lam here, quick top reading. Prince has passed. He's no longer on this plane. He was assisted along in his passing. However, he is acknowledging and admitting that he did have a codependency to Tylenol 3 with codeine. So those were rightly so in his system. But now the fentanyl is not his. That's what was used to assist him over. So this pretty much tells everything about the circumstances. I mean, everything. I think the next read for Prince needs to be about all the information that he was trying to get out to the public before he was silenced about the chemtrails and stuff. So that'll be interesting to see what comes out in that read. I want to take a moment to thank you for spending part of your day with me and watching this read. You could be doing something else, but you chose to be here, and I truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye now.